Testing. All right. So welcome 1030 group. I'm thrilled to see a large group again here right now. You are in for quite a treat. I have just met a new friend named Tory, and I get the pleasure of introducing him. As I told the last group, I don't tend to read from a script, but this young man's bio is so impressive, I don't want to miss any of it. So if you will please bear with me. My name is Bev Johnson. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the president and CEO here at Easterseals Northeast Central Florida. I want to thank all of our vendors for coming out today and all of you for coming out to support them and to learn a little bit more and to help us celebrate Shine the Light. So a little bit about our speaker. Tory Ridgeway is a third-year aerospace engineering major at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. His minor is Homeland Security, focusing on counterterrorism. Tory was diagnosed with autism at the age of 4. He received early intervention services, special education, and related services throughout high school. He graduated from Calvert County Public Schools in 2021, so you know he's quite a young man, as a distinguished scholar. Tory has received 3 presidential awards for academic excellence and was awarded his first college scholarship in the 4th grade. Tory earned his highest rank in Scouting and Eagle Scout at the age of 14, also very young. Tory is a strong advocate for the autism community. This past year, he helped bring an evidence-based curriculum called Unstuck and On Target to 2 school systems in Maryland. This curriculum will be a game changer for the neurodivergent high school students planning to attend college. Tory uses his voice to educate, advocate, and inspire others, which that is, I think, one of his biggest gifts. He first spoke publicly, at the age of 8 when he successfully appealed to his Board of Education to retain special educators. His speaking engagements have included the Boy Scouts of America, the Autism Society of Washington, and the military's Exceptional Family Members programs. Tory has partnered with Children's Hospital's Center for Autism Spectrum Disorder and the Kennedy Krieger Institute, where he discussed neurodiversity with doctors, psychologists, and other medical professionals. Tory began his professional career last year as an engineering intern at the Federal Aviation Association. This summer, Tory's headed to Connecticut for an engineering internship at Lockheed Martin. Tory is convinced that no one thing or person is responsible for his continued success. He says it takes a village, and Tory considers himself a beacon of hope for others like him. So please welcome this true beacon of hope, Tory Ridgeway.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
First, I want to thank the Easterseals for letting me participate in today's event and for trusting Ms. Dempsey's recommendation. Let's see if I keep living up to that. Ms. Dempsey, again, I want to say thank you so much, and I really missed you at school. I also, again, want to give a shout out to my dad, because I know he's watching, even though he couldn't be here today. And I want to first give all of the honor and respect to my pastors, the Reverend Doctors Granger and Joanne Browning, and my church family at Ebenezer Family Church in Fort Washington, Maryland. And to my best friends, David and Madison from Embry-Riddle. And of course, actually not here. And lastly, I want to thank all of you for coming out today. Families like mine celebrate autism year-round, but April is our month to take over. So with that being said, Daytona, let's do this, shall we? Yeah! That doesn't make sense. I can't clap. All right. Now, everybody has one of these. I know you do.
There you go.
So I know that it's a little bit bright outside, but we're going to use the lights of our phone today, like this. If that's okay with y'all. And in the spirit of inclusion, when you see me hold up my flashlight, I'd like you all to do the same. This means that we're shining a light on autism. So, is everybody with me? Yes. Okay, you guys can do better than that. Is everyone with me? Yes. Can we shine a light on autism today? Yes. All right then. And now it's time for story time.
All right.
Once upon a time, there was a boy, a lonely boy. By day, he was surrounded by his peers at school, but he couldn't keep up in class or make friends. His weekends were lonely, except for the occasional visit by his one friend, Sam. Sam didn't care that that boy was different. He looked past his quirkiness and saw the boy to be just fine the way he was. Sam was my best friend. My name is Tory Ridgeway. I bring you greetings from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. I'm many things. I am a student, a gamer, an artist, and occasionally sleep-deprived engineering major. I am also a person with autism. I have been fascinated with airplanes since my childhood. My dad picked me up nearly daily from daycare and took me to his job on Andrews Air Force Base. His office was in a hangar close to the flight line. Senior Chief Petty Officer Ridgeway was a non-destructive inspection technician and radiation safety officer. He inspected aircraft like C-130, the EA-6B, Gulfstream jets, and the FA-18 Super Hornet, which is my favorite. I still remember one day where he really surprised me by walking me out into the hangar, and all of the Blue Angels aircraft were there, and I got to walk around and touch each one of them. Now that was a cool day. And of course I ended it by hitting my head on the landing gear, but we don't need to talk about that. That time I spent with my dad in that hangar birthed my love for aviation. I wanted to be just like him, a sailor and somebody who is part of aviation. My dad was and is still my hero. Remember this, because I'm going to get back to it later. I was diagnosed with autism when I was 4 years old, and here's some of the signs that I exhibited. In daycare, I didn't interact with other kids. I would play alongside them, but not with them. This is called parallel play. I didn't have language skills, meaning I recognized words and letters, but had no idea what to do with them. An example of this is if someone asked me, "How was your day?" I would respond with, "How was your day?" Repetition of words. That's called echolalia. In school, I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day for 12 years straight. That's not picky eating. That's called aversions to food. And I still only eat a handful of foods, with Japanese food being at the top of that list, and fried rice being at the tip top of that list. Another symptom that I exhibit is easily being overstimulated by either loud noises or a lot of different noises. Hence why you will always catch me wearing these. And if it gets too loud, I might put them on. We'll see. So the most dangerous aspect of my disability is that I don't feel pain like most people do. This is called interoception. One day, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, my mom noticed that I was swallowing differently, but had no other symptoms. Just to be safe, she took me to the ER. The doctor took one look in my throat and yelled, "Stat." My throat was swollen and had almost closed on itself, and I immediately needed an IV. Now, here's the thing. I don't feel pain like other people, but I hated needles. So, I naturally took down every staff member in the ER, and it was an ordeal to get the IV where it needed to be. I was crowned the strongest toddler in that emergency room, and was diagnosed with peritonsillar cellulitis and hospitalized for 3 days. I had a similar experience like this when in my freshman year here at Daytona. I did not feel bad until it was an emergency, and by the time I called my parents for help, I was close to passing out. I was taken from my dorm to the hospital by an ambulance, and I was diagnosed with sepsis, again in my tonsils. So, all that to say, interoception can be extremely dangerous. I began school with kindergarten at my neighborhood school, and this did not go well. Despite my mom's best efforts to advocate for me, the school could not meet my needs. So my parents paid into a neighboring county, and my mom drove me to a new school, 22 miles away, every day. If we do the math, that's driving 88 miles a day to school, to and back, and 44 when I could drive myself. Can we shine a light real quick for my mom? Everybody, she's right there. You have to. She's gonna yell at me if you don't. Now, I still had hurdles and challenges at my new school, but a major difference was that everyone there worked hard to meet my individual needs. By the 12th grade, I was an 8-time Carson Scholar, and I had received 3 presidential awards for academic excellence, and I graduated high school as a distinguished scholar. Boy Scouts is the foundation of my leadership abilities. Scouting taught me to be confident yet humble, to listen and be objective, and most importantly, to never be afraid to ask questions. Through being a scout, I learned self-reliance and began to look at the bigger picture, not just in my life, but in those around me and how I could affect others. This made me want to ensure that my actions served the greater good and helped others. I earned the highest rank in scouting at being an Eagle Scout at the age of 14. I am really proud of my Eagle Scout community service project. It was intimidating, time-consuming, a lot of hard work, but it was ultimately worth it. For my project, I built buddy benches. The purpose of buddy benches is to help children who struggle to make friends in the playground. The little Torys, if you will. If a child wants to play but does not know how to engage, they sit on the bench. Their peers are taught to recognize this and include them in whatever game they're playing. This teaches empathy, inclusion, and acceptance. It was an opportunity to bring happiness to a child who may be sad. And I chose this because I wanted to make the playground a better place for others than it was for me. I painted these benches bright blue and wrote positive affirmations all over them. I dedicated them to my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Clay, who knew my history before I came to my new school. She knew that I was a new student because of my former school. I had been teased, taunted, called names, bullied, and was assaulted and still traumatized from the experience. Mrs. Quaid ensured that I felt safe, protected, and welcome. In addition to building buddy benches, however, I hosted a presentation to educate my community about the invisible disability. I titled it Autism, a Journey. That's what it is. Now that was 7 years ago. And here I am today, presenting to you all a version of my Eagle project. It's still mind-blowing that the very skill that I didn't have as a child is now my gift, speech and language. I am proud of my academic achievements. However, they didn't come without challenges. Autism affects nearly every aspect of my life. In addition to learning differences, autism makes it challenging to effectively communicate, to understand social cues, forge relationships, and sometimes fit in on campus. It can be isolating, but I always try to stay upbeat and optimistic, because I know my success as a student requires me to face these challenges head on. And so I show up every day and give it 100%.
Yes.
Give up. Transparency is my choice. To create a more inclusive environment, I self-disclose my disability. This not only provides my professors and peers an opportunity to learn about autism, but also allows them to embrace my unique differences and opens the door to acceptance. Oh, did I hear a question? What about people who are impatient and object to diversity and inclusion? I am glad you asked, person who definitely was not me. Simple. They miss out on a cool friend who tells great jokes and is unique. And he also has a 3D printer. Be kind. Don't doubt your abilities. Expect the unexpected. Don't assume anything. Live unapologetically. Stay the course. Breathe. These are mantras that I use when the going gets tough. But there are times where I cannot access that positivity. And we have all had those moments. This is where my autism coach, Miss Monica, comes in. I met Miss Monica through an early intervention program on Stuck and on Target. And honestly, I could do an entire speech about that, but I've been told I only have 15 minutes to do this speech. So I'll try not to do a whole speech about it. I actually did give a speech, though, to my school system in Maryland, and they ended up investing in the program. Money well spent, if you ask me. Unstuck taught me how to expect the unexpected, to fail with dignity, and the importance of having a plan A and plan B. I'm sorry, I ended up giving a speech about it. I'm sorry. I just love Unstuck and on Target and Miss Monica. In fact, can we shine a light for her real quick? My freshman year at college was met with devastation. I was awarded, no, let me clarify that. I earned a full NROTC scholarship.
Yeah, that's right. You did. Yes, you did.
2 months later, the Navy rescinded it because of my disability. I'd spent my entire life working for that scholarship and was transparent throughout the extensive application and vetting process. It was the saddest, most painful chapter of my journey. Here I was, 800 miles from home and alone, accepted into the college of my dreams, and my tuition was due. So much of my identity had revolved around joining the Navy and being just like my dad. Without the Navy, I had no idea what I was supposed to do or even who I was supposed to be. Where was I supposed to go from here? My plan A had been taken away, and plan B was looking unattainable. I had done everything right and achieved my goal, but plan A had still crashed and burned. All that was left was bits and pieces. I was forced to pivot.
Yeah.
It was dim,
It's like,
but it was still lit.
yeah.
Be kind. Don't doubt your abilities. Expect the unexpected. Don't assume anything. Live unapologetically. Stay the course. Breathe. I am in year 3 of 5 at Embry-Riddle. My plan B is looking promising. Despite the Navy's decision, I am still committed to serving this country. As an engineer, I am passionate about making aircraft effective, efficient, and powerful for our armed services. I didn't allow this rejection to make me bitter. It simply made me better.
Yes, it did.
Now, remember what I said earlier about wanting to be just like my dad and serving my country? I'm doing that. Minus the uniform. I do love camera though. My first internship was with the Federal Aviation Administration as an environmental policy intern. This summer, I will be working as a manufacturing engineering intern with my dream employer, Lockheed Martin. As a defense contractor, I hope to continue to serve my country and lend my brilliance to those who believe in my abilities and accept me for who I am.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, because of my major, I don't have as much time as I'd like for community service. Serving others is still extremely important to me. And this is my way of giving back. If I've inspired at least one person here today, then I'll walk away happy. But if I made one of you laugh, maybe we could take the show on the road. I mean, engineer, part-time comedian, I do have a tuition to pay. No matter what is happening in our lives, let's remember our light. If it isn't lit, ask for help. If it's dim, charge it with patience and belief. If it's bright, use it to shine the way for others. And lastly, I have to say this, I am an advocate. If it's flawed, shine a light on it. I have been challenged beyond what I ever thought I could handle. However, these challenges help me find my purpose. I am committed to promoting diversity and inclusion while dispelling ableism. I will do that by honoring myself and the oath that I took so many years ago. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Let's be intentional about autism awareness, acceptance, and inclusion. Let's shine a light on it. Now, close with the words of my pastors. Daytona, the best is yet to come. Thank you so very much, and have a great rest of your day.
Well done. Very well done.
So, was I right? This gentleman is a rock star. So thank you for sharing yourself. They're good tears. So, but yeah, thank you for being here. You guys, stick around, ask questions, talk to Tory. He's amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
No? We don't have to do it. You can just talk to him personally. But thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope you walk away inspired. I think I am again.
We're going to draw some prizes. Oh, we're going to do some prizes while you're here.
Okay. Wait.
Okay, you guys, we're going to draw.